All right, let's talk about a piece of advice you've probably heard a million times. Clean your room. But what if that simple, annoying chore is actually a secret key, a user's guide to reprogramming your own mind? Well, today we're going to find out. So let's just cut right to the chase. We're starting with the single most important idea that underpins everything else we're going to talk about. You see what you aim at. Just let that one sink in. Keep it in the back of your mind as we go, because it might be one of the most powerful psychological truths you ever come across.
Okay, so if it's true that we see what we aim at, could something as mundane, as simple as cleaning your room actually change your entire life? I know, it sounds a little absurd, doesn't it? But the argument here is that this one small act can be the first domino that helps you organize, well, everything. Let's dig in.
First things first, we need to completely redefine what we're even talking about, because in this context, your room is way, way more than just four walls and a floor. I want you to picture a hoarder's house. Just imagine it. Thousands upon thousands of things, total chaos in every corner. Boxes filled with random stuff, pens, old mail, dust, maybe even a dead mouse somewhere. Now here's the big question. Is that just their house? Or is what you're seeing a direct physical printout of their mind? The provocative idea here is there's no difference. And that is the absolute key. When you organize your objective physical world, the papers on your desk, the clothes on your floor, you are at the very same time organizing your inner world. Your physical space and your mental state, your psyche, they're not separate. They're two sides of the exact same coin.
Okay, fine. So our room is our mind. But so what? Why should we even bother trying to organize it? What's the real, deep down motivation to change?
And you know what? That's a totally fair question. In a world with so many massive problems, why on earth should you focus on yourself, on your messy room? The answer, it turns out, is incredibly direct and profoundly practical. It really just boils down to this. You organize yourself so you don't suffer any more stupidly than you absolutely have to. And it's not just about you. It's for everyone around you who has to deal with the fallout from your chaos. Because if you don't get your act together, you will pay for it. And believe me, so will they. We've all been there, right? We all know what real pain feels like. The source material calls it incontrovertible. It's that kind of suffering you just can't argue away or rationalize. And when you're in that place, you know, with absolute certainty, that its absence would be better. That feeling right there, that's your built-in compass. It proves that we are all fundamentally wired to want to make things better. Now, I know this all sounds very heavy, very philosophical, but here's where it becomes unbelievably practical. Let's look at a simple, concrete plan you can put into action, like today. Here it is, a simple 10-minute exercise. Just go into your room, sit down, and genuinely ask yourself, what could I do right now to make this room better? And don't command yourself. Ask. You'll be surprised. Things will start to just pop out at you. That pile of papers, the dusty shelf, those tangled cables. Then just pick one thing you can actually fix, and fix it. That's it. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Where should you focus your energy? The advice is to fix the things you do every single day. We tend to dismiss our daily routines as trivial, not important. But that's completely backwards. They are the most important things.
Why? Well, the math doesn't lie. The things you do every single day make up roughly 50% of your life. Think about that for a second. Half. Your life. So improving something you do every day isn't a small tweak. It's a massive upgrade to the entire operating system of your existence.
So now we get to the real magic behind all of this. Why does sitting in a room and fixing one tiny thing actually work so well? This is where we circle right back to that incredibly powerful idea from the very beginning. You might have heard of this famous psychology experiment. People are shown a video and asked to count how many times players in white shirts pass a basketball back and forth. Pretty simple, right? Well, while everyone is so focused on counting the passes, a person in a full-on gorilla suit walks right through the middle of the game, thumps their chest, and walks off. And about half the people who watch it don't see the gorilla at all. It's called inattentional blindness. We are literally blind to things we are not looking for.
And that right there perfectly illustrates the central point. You see what you aim at. When your aim was count the basketball passes, a gorilla became completely invisible. Your aim, your focus, literally determines what reality shows up for you.
So let's connect all the dots. We started with the simple act of cleaning a room, and somehow we ended up talking about the very nature of perception.
This is how your entire world gets reconfigured. Your mind is a strange and powerful thing. When you sit in your room and you give it a genuine aim, like, what could I do to make things better? It's like turning on a searchlight. Your mind immediately reconfigures the world in front of you to match that aim. The things that need fixing, which were totally invisible a moment before, suddenly pop out into view. This is how we see. What you aim at literally determines the world that manifests itself to you.
And this, of course, leads us to the final and maybe the most crucial piece of advice. If your focus fundamentally shapes your reality, then you have to be unbelievably careful about what you choose to focus on. Be careful what you aim at. So, we'll leave you with this final, provocative thought to chew on. If your world seems to be manifesting itself in a negative, chaotic, or painful way, it's worth asking yourself, what are you aiming at? And could a different aim, starting with something as simple as making one small thing in your room better, change everything you see?